This thing here, though, I think if we can figure it out, is
What thing there?
just the fact that you can like stream your shit and also control this, not control this, but like in and out the cameras from your thing.
Oh yeah, switch them 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
It would be cool if so. Here I can put this up here, right? So then you can see my screen. So if I go to present, I can do extra cameras. So if you look, right, but I only have like, so I don't know how to do, you can do like 1, 2, and 3, but I don't think that matters too much. That's like getting fancy. If it ain't broke, then fix it.
Present.
Yeah, present, and that's how you add a screen. So I can add slides, I can add a bunch of shit. Mason Levinsky just fucking said stop to me.
And then he like sees.
And then he reports me.
Yeah. He takes that little thing. Mason the whole time. Me, Austin. Year for the full like squad video to do its thing. Yeah, it's great. It's not like going crazy. It's like 100,000. That's good enough. Like instead of just one normal video, 10-minute video, being 100,000 views, so fun that. Hopefully. You can't even pull them off.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking murder you. He has to respond with start.
You won't even let him. It won't let you text him.
No.
So it's automatic. You don't have to. Oh, that's so good. That's funny.
I knew it was going to do it. I thought I could remove him, though, like reactivate him.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Testing my automations. Is that you watching live?
No.
Oh, that's Anthony?
That's not me.
You can go crank that AC down. I didn't do that. It's the one behind Jessica. Just put it on like 71 and say sorry to him. Haha! I wasn't expecting you to throw me on. What's up, guys? How's my sound going? We usually mess that up first thing. All right, let's kick it. What's up, guys? Today is Monday, the 29th of April. We're rolling into the end of month one already in Q2, right? Keep me up to date. Keep my timeline flowing. There he is. What's up, Anthony? How's it going, man? Oh, bro, I'm really shiny today. I didn't notice that. Man, we gotta get makeup. Anyway, today, market day. Before and as always, if anybody has a topic they want to discuss, anything they want to chat about, just drop it in the comments and I will always touch base on that. Today, I'm going to do a market update, kind of chat about things that I've seen in the news. I'm going to show you some tools that I use while I'm going to do it. And then also, I'm going to show you the new plan I have for doing the lives, okay? So for the past couple weeks, I've been just getting on there and just ranting and raving for as much as I can for 2 hours. And I'm going to come up with like a systemized, this is what we're going to do every day. The beauty of it is that it can rotate. The way I have it set up is that it can go any way, any day, right? So if I have to reschedule things because of my time frame or my guest, right? As for tomorrow, right? An example is tomorrow's call. I have a guest coming on, and we're going to talk about his investments and everything that he's doing in the assisted living space. So residential assisted living space. So we're going to talk bases on that. Let me start off with, how do I want to show this? I didn't come up with a graphic or anything. I just took a photo. Let me send me that photo. Don't reinvent the wheel. I say that all the time. Oh man, I got the wrong chat pulled up. Oh no, I wasn't showing that yet. Thank gosh. Thought I was having a Joe Rogan moment. All right. This is what I've come up with for the weekly calls, okay? And it's real simple. If anybody has any questions, anybody wants to give me feedback, if anybody wants to say, hey, this is dog shit, do it this way, please drop a comment and tell me, right? Like, again, I'm always here for feedback. So drop when you go back and watch this, even if you watch it at night, drop a comment on the club app and tell me what you guys think of it, okay? Monday, as always, I want to do a market update. I want to talk about something that's happened in the past week, something that I've seen in the news, try to get a gauge on everything going on, right? I'm going to react to videos. We're going to just watch news, right? As always, focus based on questions and Q&As when needed. Tuesday, I'm going to start talking about marketing. So Marketing Tuesdays, we're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about leads. We're going to talk about all these different things that have to do with marketing, okay? Wednesdays, I'm going to have my weekly feature, okay, or that weekly topic, okay? For next week, as an example, next week is going to be, Wednesday is going to be substituted on Tuesday, and we're going to have the interview, for this week, tomorrow, right, on Tuesday. So I'm moving Tuesday to Wednesday for this week. Thursday is going to be acquisitions. We're going to do deal breakdowns. I'm going to talk about comping. Everything that has to do with acquisitions, I'm going to focus on every Thursday. And then lastly, Friday is a weekly recap, group discussions, and we're going to be doing a lot of troubleshooting, okay? What I like about having this as the end staple of the week is throughout the week, as we have these discussions, I always am taking notes. I'm like, all right, I didn't touch on this, I didn't touch on that. As I'm driving in the truck, I realized, oh man, I should have talked about this, I should have said that. So I want to use Friday to go back and kind of wrap up all my bullet points that I missed throughout the week. Or if anybody has any final topics, right, it's always saved in that space. But that's my game plan, and I'm going to start rolling that out this week, starting with tomorrow being the weekly feature. And then Tuesdays, well, I'll do marketing on Wednesday. Also this week, just to touch on it, Thursday and Friday, I won't have any live calls just because my niece is graduating and I'm going out of town. So Thursday and Friday, I will have recorded calls and I will post them on those days, right? So they'll be available for everybody to watch and still something for those days, but they just won't be live calls. I'll record them pre-recorded. And I already have the topics for those, so I'm excited. How do I... All right. So I didn't have to do that, but I can. Yeah, no, here it is. Sorry. Today I want to start off right off with the RSS app. This is a new tool that I've discovered in the past couple months, and I really love it. The reason I love it is it's free. You can, there are paid versions of it and all that BS, but you sign up for it and you create your own feeds. It sounds really simple, and it is, because you can create a feed out of anything. So I have my bundles here. My bundles is just all of my feeds together, and I have it labeled as the community news feed. And this updates however often you want it to. You set it to and want it to, and it's going to pull news articles from those 7 sources that I gave it. If I want to create a news source, I can create a source from anything. Go to Explore. Let's say I want to talk about California. Helps if I spell it right. Let's say I want to do California real estate market, and I want to keep an eye on that alone. It will create it. It will, now I can save this feed right here, and it's going to produce this news feed every so often for me. So, what can you do with this? Obviously nothing, because it's California, but just to go to show you that how you can use this tool. I love it. I use it. I get my emails from it, and it just helps me, right? Putting everything instead of me having to go find all this bullshit one after another. And it's free. Also, you can set up automation. Like everybody knows, I love automation, so I have it sending me email blasts every morning at 9 a.m. So when I get into the office, I have something to read. You can connect it to Discord, Telegram, or Slack also if you have those. I'm not messing with those right now. I just wanted to get emails. Some of the good discussions for this week. Florida and Texas housing market slowdown. Okay, they are calling a slowdown for these 2 markets. We've been discussing this the whole last week. We're seeing appreciation slowdowns. We're starting to see properties that aren't screaming ahead, which is fine. You have to take that into account, and you have to buy right. What does that mean? You have to make sure that your offers are lower. Okay, you're having longer discussions. You're having more pain point discussions. You're working to get the best offer possible. Whereas 2 years ago or 3 years ago or any time in the past 15 years to be exact, you could have offered anything and you still would make out on the deal because no matter what, prices were screaming up. Okay. Year-over-year increases in supply. These were the top 5 highlighted. McAllen, Texas being top of them. So as I read these articles, I don't really want to read it to you. I will, all these articles, I will put in the, well, actually, I don't know if I post a comment, can you guys click on them? I don't know, but that's this article if you want to see it. I will put a recap of all the calls and the links will be in the community. So if anybody needs them, I will make sure to put them in there. Yep. The thing that why I'm still bullish, if you will, right, on DFW in particular, is because there's so much growth here. There's so much infrastructure. There's so much going on here. Yes, we are seeing a slowdown, but we're leading the nation, right? So even though we're still seeing a slowdown, we're still leading the nation. And what does that mean? There are massive, how do I know that we're leading the nation? Because there are massive companies coming here, okay? There are massive growth opportunities still going, okay? This was from 4 months ago. Sands casino owners acquire Mark Cuban's high-profile property near downtown Dallas. This has been something that has been talked about. It's kind of like a myth. Every time I mention, anytime I mention this to locals, right, they just wave their hand at me. Sorry, Dallas Morning News, I'm not paying your subscriptions. They wave their hand at me and they tell me to go F off because there's been a casino coming to Dallas forever, right? I really strongly believe there's finally going to be one. Why would Mark Cuban sell his interest in the companies that he had, right? I think he sold majority of his stake in the Mavericks. He contained control of the basketball, which is what he loves, and that's all he cares about. So he got money out of the deal. He got control of the team still. Why would he do that? Because he sold it to the investors were from Vegas. They know how to build casinos. They know what's going to need to be done, who's going to grease what wheels, and I strongly believe it's going to get passed. So we're starting to see all of these. Here's another one, right? $6 billion development and Margaritaville Resort coming to North Texas, January 2024. I can't even read. The multi-billion-dollar Preston Harbor community will be built along the shores of Lake Texoma. Now, there have been many of these types, nothing with Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville name behind it, and that's why I'm highlighting this one, okay? But there have been other developments that have been started, fundraised, and then never got off the ground. So I'm going to hold my breath for something like this, but we are seeing these massive buildups along the lakes. Dallas in particular now is becoming not only a place for companies, it's not a place just for tax write-offs and all these incentives. We're starting to see these places pop up for vacations. Okay, that is what I'm starting to also get peaked up over. Okay, so now you have DFW becoming a vacation spot, not just for walking over JFK's dead body, you know, right? That walking and taking a selfie in the X's, right? It's now we're starting to see something that people want to come to. We already have what's the kid water slide resorts, right? Like we have all these indoor water park resorts that if you ever go to during the summer, during anything, they are massive draws. Great Wolf Lodge, there you go. Oh, guys, I'm feeding my ducks. It's been happening this entire time. I hope it's not too loud. We can turn it down. How's that, Thomas? Have a little background music for when I go silent. Man, I really got to get sound in here, but every time I mess with it, it reverbs the mic. So anyway, so as doom and gloom as I am about the marketplace, right, the overall U.S. economy, I'm very bullish with Texas, right? I think we have plenty of room to still grow. We have plenty of rooms to expand. We have huge housing shortages still. And we're gonna be able to pay off on those, right? We're gonna be able to reap those rewards in a sense. I got to remember to turn off the music. You know what? Actually, I don't take blame on this because this is the first time Tommy started and threw me under the bus when he just started this shit. I usually get everything up and running first, and then I slowly fade out. Came crashing in through the windows. I don't know if you just noticed that. I got distracted by my own shirt. All right. Also, I want to just highlight that I added to the contracts and assignments. So if you go to contracts and assignments, I added all of the different files here, okay? There's no video or anything. I didn't update any writing because I couldn't think of any BS copyright to put here. But overall, it's pretty self-explanatory, okay? I want to just go over them real quick. So you have the single family trek. This is the standard document that you should be using for every purchase, okay? And it's self-explanatory. Yeah, it's a couple pages. It's 11 daunting pages, but it's really not that bad. You just go through and you read it top to bottom, all right? Who is the seller? Who's the buyer? I was going to start putting like a template in here, right? Like put your LLC here, but honestly, I didn't want to belittle anybody. I started feeling it was a little too hold your handish, right? If at any time anybody has questions, what do I put here? What do I put there? Where do I find this information? Absolutely reach out to me and I will help you through everything. This, the land portion, right? The lot block, all of this can be found from the tax appraisers' websites, the counties, right? The CADs, any exclusions, if there are any, sales price, what you're buying it for, down payments, all that, A plus B, leases, if there are any leases, this is where you're going to add them. Make sure you have your lease backs, collect them when you sign your contracts, earnest money, where you're putting it, who you're putting with. The one I don't think I saved it. Yeah. So I was going to upload one with title information already filled out. Let me know if you guys want me to, and I can. I would, in this case, I would just pre-fill it out with Teresa Myers's teams. All right. So she is our preferred title agent. Teresa Myers, owner of Mutual Title. They do everything for us. They do all of our title claims and everything. They are a great resource. I didn't want to get, if you guys have somebody, use them, right? But make sure you know who you're using, all right? Trust the sources. Trust all, because they are the ones that are going to make sure you're buying something that's actually warrantable. What does that mean? It's something that is insurable. It's something that you can get financing on. Oh, but I'm buying with cash. I don't care if I can get financing on. Are you keeping that forever? Are you ever going to sell it? Because somebody somewhere down the line is going to need to put, a loan against it, most likely. And that is where it matters. So a lot of times we'll find these properties, people come to us and ask us for help. We just reviewed one. I can pull it up on here. Actually, that'd be great. I'll pull it up on here and show like how this should have been caught right off the first inspection, but it wasn't. The wholesaler didn't see it. Then the end buyer didn't see it. Now the end buyer has an issue, all because nobody can get insurance on it. Let me pull that one up right quick, actually, because that was a fun one. So this is the survey that came with it. When you get a survey, you're thinking everything's well and dandy. Hi, Bella. You want to come on in? Come sit down. Pull up a chair. I don't know. I'm sure they just stepped out for a second, if anything. But you know we're a real office because we always have kids in it. I heard you didn't get any sleep last night, Bella. All right, so how am I going to find that this is on? Let me turn this off for a second. So what I'm going to do is just log into MLS. So, Anthony, I think it's going to be an overall. All right, I'm going to weigh this very lightly when I say good change, but because what I'm saying is I don't think any regulation is good, right? It just opens up the floodgates. We're going to talk about floodgates, but it has. What it's going to do is it's going to dry up the market. Okay, you're going to get rid of a lot of part-time realtors, part-time wholesalers. A lot of that stuff is going to go away. I believe. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll see. Anybody that's well enough and actually doing their job, it's not going to affect them at all. And over the course of time, it's going to be beneficial for them, I believe, because again, it's going to dry up the pool, really cut down on part-time licensed holders. With that being said, I don't know if you have a license. Do you have one? Are you looking to get one? And if so, why, right? Always ask yourself, what are your goals with that license? A lot of times people don't need a license to do anything, right? Tony, for an example, hasn't had a license in the entire time he's been doing real estate. So I'm going to, I hope that answers your question. This was a property that was sent out, and it's by the numbers, everything made sense. They locked it up. Come to find out, all you have to do is right here, guys. Flood zones. Sorry, I can't read when it's far away. Oh, man. That's fine. Why is it not? I'm pulling up the wrong property, guys. Stand by. All right, that's what should have popped up the first time. So when you first run, you pull it up on a map. This wholesaler is sending out this property. Everything is great on it. Numbers make sense until you do this, which is very simple and basic, and everybody should be doing this. All right, checking for flood maps. This property runs right through. Well, let me correct my grammar. Right through this property runs a 100-year. It's behind the camera. 100-year floodway. Okay, a floodway. A floodway will flood your property. Not, might do this, whatever, but it's a flood, and it's just if and will, it's when it will happen, right? It can happen at the discretion of some third party, okay? A problem with a floodway is they are uninsurable, meaning if I bought this house and it is a decent house, right? We can pull up the tax data. We can show what the actual asset is. So when you pull up this property, by all means, it looks like a great deal. You're getting a 321, 1,700 square feet, right? It's a slam dunk deal, right? For good numbers. The problem is if he bought this, if he closes on this property, he can't get out of it. Well, first off, he would run into issues right off the bat because your lender, and this is why if you're doing a hard money loan, and if your hard money lender is good enough and he's going to do the due diligence that he needs to, your lender would flag this first, right? But let's just say you're not using a high-end lender. You're just using Joe's hard money loans, LLC at Google Gmail, right? You probably are going to miss this. And then you go to sell it, and you come to find out that all of your buyers can't get financing on it. Now you're stuck with it. Now, all right, well, let me get a refinance out of it. Let me get out of Joe's Crab Shack LLC hard money loan. No, I can't, because the underwriting for the refinance isn't going to get approved. So these are things that if you're not looking out for on the front side are going to bite your ass big time. Now, our friend in this situation has $5,000 of earnest money tied up with this wholesaler. So and that wholesaler's at a third-party title company that we have no reputable transactions with, right? We have nothing to actually go in there and say, hey, can XYZ, can you figure this out, right? Nope. His money is pretty much gone for right now. So we're trying to help him with that one. Anthony, would you okay. You're talking about the MLS access, right? You're talking about your license. Sorry. Your license, yeah. This, right? So I'm reading Anthony's question here. He said, I asked him if he has his license or if he's looking to get one. His wife used to. Thought about having her get one to put houses under once the market flips down the road. It's not really required. Yep. I follow. I sorry. Thank you. This is just me. You don't need a license, right? As now, if her getting a license would give you access to MLS, it's well worth it. She might as well never use it, and you can still get benefits out of it, right? So you don't need a license to do real estate, and it's also awesome if you have that divide between her and you. So you're the investor, she's the license holder. You don't have to worry about all of that. And at the end of the day, the starts with the D. Disclosure, there it is. Sorry. The disclosure is a one line sentence, right? It's, yes, I am a licensed realtor. I don't know. I can find it and show it to you, but it's really not that much. Now, people get scared about it, and that's why they hold off. If you're a one-man show, I'd say you don't need it. But if you have the ability to just have your wife reactivate hers, it's not bad. If you need a place to park it, let me know, and I'll get you set up with Sarah's brokerage, right? Sarah and Tim, for a perfect example. Sarah had the license, and then she built it up, and then finally, after years, she created her own brokerage. She still doesn't actively use it as a full-fledged realtor, right? She's not doing the marketing. She's not going to the luncheons and all of that go into actually being boots on the ground realtor, but she still has found great wealth in it, right? Not wealth, but it's worth something, right? It's given her tools and resources throughout this whole thing. So I know I'm getting very wishy-washy on my answer there of yes, get it, no, don't get it, you don't need it. My wife, for an example, Lucia, she has hers. It's been inactive for a couple of years now, and we just recently started talking about hers, just reactivating it, just because I'm getting capped on MLS access, right? So it's not a bad thing to have, and if you have somebody that's right there, you might as well. The next document, just the addendums. So to answer your question, no, you don't need it. You can use, so like for an example, you can use somebody like Sarah who would do it for 1% flat rate, right? You would just talk to her, and or you can go and if you want a full real estate service, you can go have somebody. There are agents in here. BK Brittany Kosiv owns BK Real Estate. She's a giant brokerage. You can get with her and her whole team. I don't know what they would charge, but my point is that you individually don't need to have the license, right? You yes, it needs to be a license holder to list it on the MLS, but it's just somebody else's job, right? At the end of the day, it's how many hats do you want to wear? When you're first starting out, you're going to be wearing a lot of hats, so you're going to try to outsource as many hats as you can to those professionals. And then as you scale up, you realize, all right, I can put this hat back on. I know the ins and outs of that. All right, I can do it. Perfect example is everybody always talks about TCs in the beginning. Every guru out there is telling you to get into wholesaling, and then the first thing you do is you every deal has a TC fee on there, and yada 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 yada. But the TC isn't going to do as good as the job as you, as the person face to face with that seller. All right, you just spent all this time, all this energy, and follow up and breaking down communications and to make an offer to get a contract, and your first duty is going to hand it off to a third party. Yes, you might be set up that way where you can, but you should understand everything first, right? So know what you're doing, what you need to do, and what you can offload first, right? And then as you scale back, you'll start putting things on. So it's a long roundabout answer. But the hat thing, I swear by, because again, when you're first starting out, you're going to be in charge of your marketing. You're going to be in charge of your offers, your acquisitions, your dispositions, everything. So it comes down to, how do I get the job done efficiently and properly? Special provisions, anything in here, again, you can go in here and change them as needed. We usually put our company information under here. It's been deleted. These are all Word documents, so you can make and change them as needed. Oh, man. Oh, here it is. Mineral rights. And then the assignment. Assignment with release of earnest money. Okay, so this is the bigger one. It's got everything together. And including in here is the release of earnest money. I kind of want to put my foot in my mouth, but at the same time, I don't. I'm going to go ahead and say it. We have them sign everything up front, right? This is just the buyer information sheet. This is assignment of contract. Again, everything is all in one. So when you get it all done on the front side, it just makes your title that much quicker, that much, streamlined. I almost said I wanted to go pull in one of the kids. I can do that another time. We can go over these documents in full, how they present them, how they offer them, how they get them to sign, all of that. So we can do that one day. It's not a problem. So again, this is something very simple that should have been avoided. That buyer, that front side wholesaler who is a giant dickhead. We know him from other files. He should have found this on his front side. If he found it and he still got it on the contract and he still is trying to push it, then he's an asshole and he's being incredible, not credible. He's just being a dickhead. But anyway, very simple to find. Okay, this isn't a deal. No matter what, nobody can buy this. Well, somebody can for free, but they're going to be stuck with it. They're a life holder, right? So just when you're analyzing deals, when you're doing the underwriting, when you're looking at all these things, and I'll show you, I can constantly underwrite deals. I can sit here and pull up. I have wholesale deals in my inbox that we can sit here and we can analyze. Everything that I see coming out nowadays is 70%, 65% and higher ARV, and that's it. There's no rehabs involved. I don't know who's teaching these things, but you're not. The problem with that, and again, I've screamed about this over and over and over again. The problem with these horrible offers that are coming out here, and it's like, oh, well, don't get mad. Well, I am getting mad because you're letting that seller down. Somewhere along the line, you're not making an offer that is actually correct, right? Not stamped in concrete, no matter what, this is going to get done. I'm going to solve your problems. You're saying, hey, I know I can make a quick buck on this. Let me trick you into signing this contract, and then I'm up and out of here no matter what. You know how many deals I'm seeing getting signed sub 2, and then they're just walking away after they wholesale them, thinking that they're not financially responsible still, right? Like, it's just mind-boggling. What is it? Fiscal responsibility or fishery? Yeah, I don't know. I'm too autistic. Austin, did you go? Sorry, not Austin. Anthony, did you go back and look at the video answering your question from the other day when you were talking about Propelio versus Deal Machine? And if you didn't, it's okay. I'm not going to yell at you. My answer was pretty much you use whatever you have available. I did go in and I broke down a little bit how you can get a more accurate Deal Machine analysis, right, of actually going in and filtering it down more truthfully. I didn't do that with Propelio or PropStream, but what I wanted to avoid was you thinking that you needed to jump to a different resource, right? It comes down to just putting in the work one way or another. So, all right. Well, fair enough. Good answer. Obviously, that's totally cool. In there, if you want, you can go back and watch it. I do go in and I actually pull comps and I compare it to another one that we did through an MLS deal. Not through an MLS deal, but I had MLS comps versus Deal Machines just to show you numbers. Excuse me. Go in there and watch it if you want, but pretty much I just want you to use the one that you have, right? The one that you're already paying for. Obviously, MLS is the best, but if you can't get it, right, I don't want you to go around jumping and thinking that you have to get the best tools or the best resources. A lot of times people starting out, they need the best CRMs. That's a big one, right? Everybody wants to know what tools and CRMs everybody using. I don't want you to go out and get Salesforce because it costs $15,000, right? That's absurd. You can use an Excel or a notepad to start off and get to 10 deals easily enough, right? Like there's no problems. You can start out as small and basic as you need. So that's my little rant. So here's one thing that if you're not watching yet, you should be checking it. I check this nonstop. And when I mean nonstop, I mean I'll just randomly hit it throughout the day. All right, I have it saved. If you notice, it's right here. I have 3 different ones. I have the US 2-year, US 5-year, and then the 10-year 2-year spread. You can also do the 10-year 3-year spread, but I just like watching these. Right now, we're inverted. We've been inverted for, hell, pretty much Joe Biden's presidency. So this hasn't changed, the fact that we're inverted, but the fact that we're coming out of it has changed, right? Again, all the way back here in July, we were all the way down to -1. Well, over -1, right? So that was huge. What this is saying is pretty much people have short-term versus long-term belief in this country. Okay, they're not strong on the 10-year. Okay, the longer projection out, it's less, and you can do 2-year is 4.9. The reason why I watch these, this is an indicator of whether or not you're in a recession, how bad, all that stuff. But it also tells you what lenders are going to do. So if you start seeing this getting higher and higher and starting dipping down, you know people are getting fearful and scared. So you can kind of ride the wave in a sense. I don't have the 10-year up here. That's easy enough. So just when it comes down to things that you should be watching, this is a strong indicator of everything, right? And this isn't the market rates or anything like that. This isn't what you're going to go and get a loan at. This is the mortgage rates, but it's the strength of the country in a sense, right? So. I'm just going through YouTube right now and just browsing, seeing if I want to react to anything or watch anything live. Oh, so Anthony, yes, 70% minus repairs equals your max allowable offer. What this is doing, yeah, exactly. So, but this is also your max. And that's where it comes into, this is where it gets fun, right? Let me show you, right? So how do I want to show you? I need to get it like I'm gonna get an iPad. I got one at the house. I'll just bring it in and start using it. I can pen and paper and bring it up. But the deal analyzer, I don't know if you've played around with it at all. It's good just to show you the math on it, right? Trying to pull this up. So this is the deal analyzer, right? The reiAF deal analyzer, and this is in I think the first post in the deals, right? So I'm gonna highlight this portion right now. All right, and this is just the hard money loan calculator. And this is, again, the reason why I'm going to show you the hard money loan calculator is this is what terms hard money lenders are giving out on. If hard money lenders are giving out terms at these, right, that should be your indicator whether or not it's a good deal or a bad deal. Okay. So if it's hard for people to get financing on deals, the harder it is for people to get financing on deals, you're limiting your buyer pool. You know it's going to be harder to sell. If the harder something is to sell, the less likely you're going to make a higher profit. Like all of this goes into your offers, right? And this is why I always say you have to understand the numbers. So let's just use 100,000. Well, let's just do 200,000. All right, $200,000 ARV. The rehab amount is 50,000. Okay, this number. The reason rehab numbers are so important is because this number doesn't change. If this number does change, your ARV is going to get affected. Meaning, it's going to cost, if you're buying this property for $75,000 and it's going to cost $50,000 to make it $200,000. If you start chimping on this, right? If you say, all right, well, I'm only going to do 40,000. Guess what? Your $10,000 you saved might have just dropped this to a 180, right? Which significantly hurts everything. Just losing 20 grand on the exit strategy, right? So keep that all into consideration, right? Keep all this in the back of your head. So so the reason why this matters right here is because no matter what, your max loan is going to be 70%. So no matter what, if this is 50,000 and I bought it for 100,000, my max loan is going to be 140 no matter what. So I'm into this deal an extra 10 grand right out of the gate. So you have to buy it significantly deeper. So right off if I want this to be a smart investment, as we would say, you need to buy it for 90,000, right? So then I'm still loaning 140, but I'm not bringing any additional cash to close. I'm just paying for closing costs. And this is calculating a 3% lender origination in there, right? Which is the market rate. You can usually get 2%. if you get down to 1%, you're cheating somebody. So, but 2% is on average, I would say. So how does this help you, right? When you're first talking to sellers, this is what you can wholesale it for, right? Now, and obviously, no, you can wholesale it for significantly more than this, right? Wholesalers usually sending out deals and usually getting them by your numbers, probably around like 75 to 80%, right? But you need to know how to buy, right? So that means that your offer price on this is probably going to be 90,000 minus whatever you want to make. If you want to make 20,000, right? You're into here for 70,000, but that's your max. So you're probably going to start at 60,000 as an offer. And then you'll probably settle on the 70, right? And then you'll try to wholesale it for 90. But that's, again, it comes down to knowing the numbers. So yeah, the math, again, the basic is the 70% minus repairs is your MAO, max allowable offer. But again, remember, that's your max. You want to deduct everything and whittle back, right? So you might be able to push it a little bit higher and all this, right? You might be able to squeeze it here and there, but this is really showing you a conservative deal. That's all it is. This is just red flagging or green flagging, whether or not a deal is conservative or way risky. If a deal is something's wrong with it. If you see these come across all the times and it's got 10 grand as a rehab budget, it just doesn't make sense. I'll show you one. I'm just going through my emails right now. All right, pulled up my emails. Oh, wait, let me bust everything back. You don't need to see everything, right? So this email came out, right? It just came over to me at 1:22 when we were on this call. So throw this into the deal analyzer. That's all you got to do. Before I pull anything up, okay, I'm going to run it on their numbers. So purchase price is 230. ARV 320. So right out of the gate, they're pretty much saying that it has no rehabs. Okay, because 224 is 70%, and they're calling it 230. So right out of the gate, make this make sense. I can get a cash to close for 18 grand, and then I'm into this for what? All right, let's pull up the pictures. Oh, but it's a light rehab, right? Or some bullshit. What do they say here? Come on, Greg, give me something. Foundation has a minor crack. Roof is 6 to 8 years. No issues. It's going to need new roof. Central air is 5 years. You can get away with that. It's going to need new roof. New fence. It needs to get junked. Everything needs to get cleaned out. How is this video? Just showing me the garage. Dog shit. All this needs to get ripped out. That looks like water damage to me. Roof is 6 to 8 years old with no issues. Like, all this, were they hiding dead bodies in there? All this needs to get gutted. Maybe not gutted, like not to the sense of sheetrock getting taken down, but it needs to get once overed. Every inch of this house is going to get touched. New bathroom is going to get fully gutted and fully renovated. Why? Because if you don't, then how the hell are you going to hit this 320 number? This 320 number isn't there right now. And I know, Anthony, I know I'm getting off topic a little here, but it just, what I'm getting at is use the deal analyzer just to calculate and get your max allowable offers, but it'll also help you run every deal you can, right? Hop into every wholesale group you possibly can and just run numbers. And you'll start being like, oh, this guy should have bought it for here, you know, XYZ. So, and if he didn't buy it there, he's an idiot, right? Why didn't he buy it here? XYZ. So start asking yourself those questions. God damn it. Things like this just piss me off. I'm still trying to find out if anybody knows who is teaching these dispo numbers of 70% ARV and 60% ARV, 65% of ARV. I would love to sit down and talk to them because none of it makes sense. I want to know their drop rate. Who the hell is buying these? But Nick, there's $100,000 in profit here. Where can I go wrong? I'm trying to think of how to show this best. It's a 90% deal. So, and if you didn't see what I did there, all I did was his purchase price, $230. And again, these are going based off of his numbers. I don't give a shit what you said. He didn't have an ARV in here. Sorry, he didn't have a repair budget in here, but you're going to give him one. $230. Because again, after repaired value, keyword there, he's using 230. He's using 320. So 230 plus, it's going to take at least $60,000, if not more. You're at 290. 290 divided by purchase price. Sorry, all in ARV, 320, 90. Guess what? It's going to cost you when you go to sell it, not to mention your closing costs on the front side, because remember, it took you cash to close it. When you go to sell it now, it's going to take, again, those commissions, the 3% from your selling and buying agents and all those fun things, closing costs, title, insurance. You're losing. You're going to be cash negative. And obviously, this is just a wholesale deal that I'm chewing apart that I found online, you know, from an email. They come across all the time. Review them. It took me 2 minutes to review this, but I now know what I need to go back and offer. Now, am I going to offer on this? No, but if you are sitting down with a seller and you run numbers on your deal analyzer for a hard money loan, you know what it's going to cost to get this done as a profitable flip. Who buys from wholesalers? Flippers. people that renovate and hold, right? So you have to understand what they're looking at and how they're analyzing deals too, right? Not just your 5K assignment. So when people are looking at deals and I'm out there drinking at these networking events and people say, and I ask them, oh, what do you buy at? What percentages? How do you underwrite your deals? And they say, oh, I base it based on my profit. I know I can make it $5,000 and I know guess what? Those people, to go back to your original question about the realtors, those people are the ones that are going to be drying up, right? Those are the realtors that are part-time realtors and they're losing their asses. And that is what I'm excited for. So that type of drying up in the market. Bop, 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 bop. Tomorrow, again, do I have that up still? Let me touch base on that one more time. And I think I'll end it on that note too, because I think it's a good point. So tomorrow, as I've said all week long, tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing. Tony and I are going to be sitting down and interviewing somebody for assisted living, and we're going to talk about all the ins and outs on that as an investment strategy. This is the new plan for the weekly calls. Okay. I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to be more rewarding to everybody, me included, because I'm going to keep my sanity as opposed to what am I going to talk about today? So every Monday, we're going to kick it off with the market update. We're going to watch some news watches and react to videos, right? I'm going to, as always, touch base with every member of the group. And if anybody has any issues, flag them and we'll touch on them every day of the week. That is, priority. These are just the topics for the calls. Tuesdays, I'm going to do a Marketing Tuesday. We're going to talk about tech, do different tech discussions. I'm going to show you some resources that we use. I'm going to break down how we use them, actually show you different troubleshooting tactics, different automations that we run. I'll show you my workflows. I will sit down and show you everything. And that's what I have planned to do on Tuesdays. Wednesday, we're going to have our weekly feature on Wednesdays. The lovely thing is I'm going to rotate this schedule. So if I need to, for my guest availability, as a perfect example, Brett couldn't make Wednesday. So he's going to be doing Tuesday, which is tomorrow. And then Wednesday of this week, we'll talk marketing. So I'm really excited about it. Every week, I'm going to have one topic of discussion, one weekly feature, and then hopefully the whole week will be wrapped around that. Thursdays are going to be acquisition focused calls. We're going to be breaking down deals. I'm going to be breaking down how to comp. We can have full on hour-long discussion just on comping one single property of, walking through and actually doing it. So a lot of hand holding I have planned, and I'm excited for it. Friday, as I said earlier, it's just going to be the weekly recap. Anything during the week as I found, bullet points, I'm going to take notes, and we're going to talk about them. And I'm going to finish off the week on a high note, right? We're going to have group discussions. We're going to talk about troubleshooting anything that are actual pain points. What's stopping you from closing your first deal? What's stopping you from closing your 10th deal, right? What's stopping you from closing your 100th deal? There are roadblocks throughout the entire journey. So we just got to, as you go through, we're going to pick them off. So I'm really excited about it. Anthony, also, I don't know. I remember discussing it, but I don't know if I talked directly to you. So I just want to touch back on it. When you're when you're focusing on your cold calling, right, make sure you have a goal for each of them. All right. So what I mean by that is your goal for cold calling shouldn't be to sign contracts. It shouldn't be to making offers. It shouldn't be any of that, right? When you're cold calling, it should initially be to warm up the lead, to introduce yourself, and to set an appointment, right? Getting belly to belly with them. That would be the whole goal of that cold call. Two things on that, right? One, I'm trying to set you up for more success, meaning the likelihood of you locking a contract up on the phone is going to be very, very low, right? Very hard, especially off a cold call. So a lot of times people just kick themselves in the dick over and over and over again, and then they throw in the towel and that's it, right? If you're going into it with the wrong goals, it's going to happen that much sooner and more often. So it's going to lead to more disappointment and all that, right? But the likelihood of just saying, hey, when can I meet you out there? Oh, would you be available? You know, are you interested in making a cash offer or receiving a cash offer? You want to hear about XYZ? Like, all of that is a lot more likely to get well received. So your success rate is going to be higher. And I'm telling you, every time you lock one up, you're just going to be more motivated and just go hitting the phones harder. So that is the point of that. You want to bridge the gap between, you know, cold call to contract, right? Warm, you know, from cold, warming up, introduction, education, talking about everything, solving the problems. All of that takes time, and very rarely is it on one call. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was trying. I'm taking back for a second. Yeah. So you want to. Your whole goal is to introduce them. You want to set an appointment, come out, meet at the property. It will have them walk you around. All those things, right? Getting belly to belly is your main goal, and it should always be one, right? You're going to have a lot more success rates. Also, if in a chance like that, right, if you lock up an appointment and you need somebody to go on an appointment with you, just give me a call and I'll send, you know, one of the teams with you. It's not a problem. Everybody's there. It's just, don't try to set too high of goals, right? Again, that's a lot of times you see all these wholesalers on YouTube, and they're selling guru coaches talking how to do this, and man, a lot of times they're working warm leads. They're not working cold leads, and they're just doing it to sell the guru program, right? So that, I think, like I said, I'm going to wrap it up on the plan for the week. If anybody has anything during the week, reach out. This week, again, just to touch back on it, Thursday and Friday are going to be pre-recorded videos. I am going to be out of town. I have to go out to Lubbock. We're leaving Thursday morning. I'm going to see my niece. She's becoming a nurse. So going to go out there, watch her walk, graduate, and then I'll be back Friday evening sometime. So won't be around for the live calls, but Wednesday, I will be doing a call with BK Real Estate. I'm going to be talking about squatters and helping their realtors. I will put a link in the group for that day. If you guys want to hop in, you know, come meet some realtors. It's always interesting, right? So anybody needs anything, reach out. I'm always here. Keep crushing it. Love you guys. Peace. Got to end it with that, right?